Suicide has become the second highest cause of death among youth ages 15 to 29-year-olds globally. Despite the rising awareness of mental health, the importance of mental health is still disregarded. It is important that we prioritize our mental health as much as society puts high importance on physical health. Besides, mental disorders could lead to physical illnesses as well. That leads me to this question. How are we supposed to give more awareness to mental health when we don't help ourselves first? It is important to focus on our mental health from time to time, especially when life gets hectic. Taking things in and making room for self-forgiveness, understanding, and relaxation avoids mental burnout. Prioritizing your mental health could lead to a healthier and positive lifestyle. But how do we do that exactly? Good morning, my name is Wardina Puteri, Binti Shamsulnahar, and today I'll be talking about the importance of prioritizing mental health. The first point will be focusing on acceptance, that it is okay to not be okay sometimes. People do not expect you to be happy all the time. Secondly, it is important to focus on ourselves. In other words, self-care. Then we'll move on to the last point, which is avoiding aggression and violence as a form of expression. Now that we have briefly gone through the overview, this is how you accept yourself. First of all, it is important to learn and accept being not okay. It all begins with yourself before others. No one expects you to be happy all the time. Everyone should be aware that they are valid to their own emotions. Get sad when things are hard, and get mad or angry when things are bothersome. It's better to accept emotions than invalidating them. Similarly, letting yourself go to what is natural to feel. Furthermore, reaching out to get help or simply finding someone to talk to is a huge step to making things okay, or yet better. When one decides to accept their emotions, that's when it is important to start taking care of yourself. Generally, when people say take care, it always refers to taking care of physical health. However, it is important for most to be aware that the mind is just as vulnerable, if not more so. A way to define self-care is time taken to take care of yourself. Sometimes it doesn't have to be an active activity like exercising. It can go as simple as taking a 5-minute walk or a breather. You can also find other calming activities like painting or knitting. Of course, it all depends on what is comfortable for yourself. As we all have responsibilities, it might be your assignments or your part-time job or even your full-time job. But by finding a little bit of time to love and care for yourself, you learn that there is more to life than dwelling on your problems. Remember, it is part of the process. In the same way, when one learns to love and appreciate themselves more, they find themselves expressing their feeling in a healthier way. It's normal for a person to get angry when things are bothersome, and usually frustration that comes with it occurs unintentionally. Most of the time, this form of expression leads to aggressive behavior that will not only hurt your own mental well-being, but also those around you. Therefore, it is important that one learns the art of loving themselves. They should also learn to express anger with healthier alternatives. Additionally, when children are exposed to aggression, they tend to grow up with trauma, and they might also carry the same behavior in their adulthood. A healthier alternative for aggression includes looking into the importance of the matter and not paying attention to it when it does not concern you. Always remember to ask yourself what is at stake when dealing with the situation. It is important to practice empathizing to understand where they come from. And for this reason, we are able to reason with them and not create any unnecessary and unwanted situations. However, when it gets too out of hand, it is important to take a few deep breaths and be mindful of your actions. Lastly, this brings us back to our first point. Vent out or talk to someone close regarding your problems as a healthier alternative. Now that I have talked about the importance of prioritizing oneself, let's briefly go through the 3 main points again. While mental health awareness is still a work in progress for the society, we should begin to learn to help ourselves first. First, it is important to learn and accept the flaws of yourself, to learn that you don't exactly have to be perfect. Impress yourself first before you impress others. It always begins with you. Secondly, to appreciate yourself, we should focus and give some love and care to ourselves first. Find something to do that heals you on the inside and the outside. Lastly, finding healthier alternatives to express yourself is very important, especially to prevent hurting yourself and others around you. As we slowly learn to help ourselves, we might also learn to understand our thoughts and our personality more, as a result appreciating every flaw and beauty of it. At the end of the day, by doing this, we might also reduce aggression and violence, which hopefully stops the cycle of domestic violence. To conclude this presentation, I quote the late Lucille Ball, "Love yourself first, and everything else falls in line." Thank you.